Hi, I'm Matthew Holscher, founder of Parent Marriage Coaching and creator of the Emotionally Connected Couples Coaching Program. I'm often asked if I have any specific experience dealing with the helping professions, people who are military or ex-military, firemen, police, or nurses, or people in healthcare and emergency services. And the answer to that is yes. These people have a hard time in marriage because marriage and their career create two totally different, unique stresses, and it's really hard to go from the combat zone into the bedroom and still be the same person. Because of the extreme work you do and the extreme circumstances that you have to face on a daily basis, it can put a huge strain on a normal everyday marriage. And I want to reach out to you and let you know that I have the tools to help you understand what you need to do and how to fulfill both roles successfully and not go crazy in the process. The first thing to understand is that people that are drawn to military, police, and fire want to be a hero, and they have very low empathy. It means they're not high in the skill of feeling other people's pain and sorrow. For their job, that's actually a really good thing. A fireman cannot go running into a building thinking about his wife and kids back at home. When you're in an extreme situation like fire or military or even police, when things happen, you need a laser focus on the situation at hand with absolutely no distractions. And if you start getting in touch with your feelings, you start second guessing yourself, and when seconds matter, that can be the difference between life and death. That skill makes you very good at your job, but it makes you a horrible partner for being in a relationship, because being in a relationship is about emotionally handling each other and being a backup for somebody when they need you. So part of the skills that we work on in the Emotionally Connected Couples Coaching Program is getting that mind shift in place, so that even though you just had to pull a child out of a car accident, when you get home and your wife says, "Oh look, I got some new shoes at Macy's," you still have to be interested at the shoes at Macy's, and you can't be thinking about what's going on at work. You need to learn the skills to leave work at work and be present with your partner when you get home, so that you can be a whole person and be present in both of these very important roles in your life. The second thing that causes the biggest stress is the scheduling. Because you're on or living at the fire station and you're on 12 hours for 3 or 4 days at a time, then you have 3 or 4 days off, it creates a very stressful situation and then a recovery period where there can be a lot of free time and a lot of wondering what's going on. Also, if you choose to work at night, you can make more money, but that also messes up having a normal life, and that will cause additional challenges for you to overcome in your marriage and your relationship, because you need to spend time with your partner, and that becomes more of a challenge when one of you is working days and one of you is working nights. So we're going to coach around what solutions you need so that you can be whole and make sure there's enough time for each of you. And the last thing is emergencies. I mean, if you get called in on an emergency situation, family events will be interrupted, and you and your partner will have to work through the process on that. And when those stresses break your emotional connection, you need to get really good at repairing it with your partner, especially when there's a betrayal due to an expectation that hasn't been met. The third one's dealing with anxiety. You become very anxious about your job and what you're going to have happen next. It can be very hard to relax at home. And vice versa, you can become depressed with all the crap that you have to see in your job. It slows you down at home, and it can make it very hard to be present with your family. So we're going to learn how to handle that stress, and we're going to learn how to handle the adrenaline rush. Because one of the other draws of the job is that you can be sitting around doing nothing, and all of a sudden, bam, you got a fire, you got to go. You're patrolling in your police car, you're making a regular stop, and all of a sudden, guns are drawn, situation's heated, and you've got to make split-second decisions, and you're getting big shots of adrenaline to get the strength and the confidence to react in that situation. But when you go home, you're going to be emotionally exhausted and you're going to need your partner to care for you. And as long as you can clue them into your day and tell them what's going on to activate their empathetic system in order to treat you, they have to understand that they are going to be doing a lot of recovery with you because your body will be recovering from your job. It's not a normal 9-to-5 office job, so there are different priorities. Speaking of priorities, another big one, ideal one, is priorities and making sure your family is a priority in your off time. A lot of police and firemen develop such strong bonds with their coworkers because they feel like they're the only people that will understand them, that those friendships start invading the personal time that's supposed to be with your family. And while it's okay to have friends and good boundaries with coworkers, it's to remember that work is work and family time is family, and you have to be very conscious about how much you mix those two and what influence they have on your life. Because I know there's a lot of firemen that go out and start encouraging each other to pursue destructive habits that are not in the best intentions of their marriages, but they justify it because of their job, and they egg each other on because they spend so much time together, that then they make it a test of masculinity in order to do these things, to encourage each other, instead of being stronger and saying, no, hey, I love you guys, but I gotta go be with my family right now. And finally, there's the challenge of intimacy and emotional connection. I mean, your partner wants to see a window of what's going on in your world, but I understand that you don't want to share and you don't want to put them through everything that's happened to you in your day. So being able to communicate with some boundaries so that your partner feels like they're important and they're included in your world, but not letting your world overcome your family life and your marriage. So these are the few things that you'll face if you're dating or married to police, fire, or military people. And I just want you to know that coming in and working with me is an excellent choice because, first of all, there is no diagnosis. So if you go to a psychologist and there's a diagnosis, especially if you're in military or government with a security clearance, you have to disclose that. But if you work with me as a coach, there's no diagnosis, there's no paperwork, so there is no tracking that back in any way to affect your career or your security clearance. Second of all, I'm blunt and straightforward. You're not going to get any psychobabble from me. I curse, I swear, I'm blunt, and I call it like it is. I can be very loving and supportive when you're following through on the actions that you commit to doing, but when you don't, I will be a drill instructor and I will be all over you because you will tell me what you're going to do, what commitments you're going to make to your marriage, and I will hold you accountable to them just like your favorite instructor when you went through the academy, training, or whatever it was that you needed to get the position that you had. I'm tough and I don't take crap. I want you to succeed and I will not accept any excuses. That's the commitment I make to you, and that's how I work with people that have careers in police, fire, government, and military. My name's Matthew Holscher, founder of Parent Marriage Coaching and creator of the Emotionally Connected Couples Coaching Program. I look forward to working with you soon.